it's time to talk recruiting with our football insider, Otis Kirk. Otis from hogville.net. And Otis, let's talk about the impact players not being seen through evaluation periods and camps right now.
Well, that's a tough situation, Drew, because here's the deal. I mean, kids like, for instance, Mason Brotherton, Barrington McCray at Harbor, Mason from Mena, Hunter Smith, DJ Withers over at Delrick Withers over at Joe T. Robinson, both those kids like that that's not going to get seen this spring, it hurts. And they're not going probably, in all honesty, probably not going to be able to go to camps. And it's not that those kids don't have offers. They all have offers. But it's just that, I know Arkansas had told Mason they were coming to see him. Cooper really wanted to see him work out. And it's the same with those other kids. And I wrote a story this week about Hunter Smith down at Joe T. He may be the best high school player. I'm talking about just pure high school player in the state of Arkansas, Drew. Mm-hmm. But and he's got Arkansas State and Missouri State. He's got several offers, but there's a chance for him to be seen by some of the bigger schools too. And because I'm telling you, the kid is a big time running back and safety down there for the Senators who won the state championship. He was the MVP. And it's just a shame that he's not going to get to be seen here before his senior year. And it hurts the kids that are. It's easy to say it hurts the sophomores and those guys that can come to camp, get noticed on the radar early, but they've got another year. Some of these kids are going into their senior year that don't have the Power 5 offers that I happen to think maybe they are Power 5 recruits. It'd be nice if Marlon Crockett, Cersei is another kid that MVP of the 5A state championship game, or 6A state championship game. They beat Benton, they beat Greenwood in the semis, Benton in the final, and he was the MVP. And he's got offers again, but he could have gotten more had schools got to go watch him spring practice and had him come to camp and just gotten more exposure. So it hurts those kids, Drew. It really does.
Yeah, Crockett, one of those guys we've talked a lot about on this show. Let's talk about the recruiting graphics that were sent out by the U of A. And this really caught the eye of four guys in Texas, one being a quarterback, Caden Salter. Then you got three receivers, Keyshawn Jackson, we talked about him, Roderick Daniels, and Jaden Wilson, right?
Yeah, Wilson's from DeSoto, and Daniels is from Duncanville. Those three receivers combined for 136 receptions, 2,161 yards, and 20 touchdowns last year. That's just through the air, and they all had rushing yardage and stuff like that. And then Salters passed for 2,550 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, rushed for 600 yards, and 10 interceptions. Jackson and Salters have been to Arkansas. They've seen it on unofficial visits. The other two were going to come up here and visit as well, at some point. But the U of A has gotten real aggressive in their approach here in recent years, and I think they've even taken it to another level here, with the recruiting coordinator and the recruiting graphics and stuff. We talked about, what was it, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago in here, Drew, about, the video of all the facilities. The kids can't come and visit, so what they're doing, they took the facilities to them. Well, it's kind of like this. I mean, this is a deal that the kids went, whoa. They saw this graphic and they went, whoa, that's pretty cool. And there was some national recruiting writers that saw it that said, Arkansas really kind of, went. That was an outstanding job. I mean, really took it to another level on that. And Arkansas is doing that, and it's good to see they're aggressive because I think that's what you need to be at Arkansas. You don't have that many kids in your state that you're going to probably recruit. So you've got to go out of state and get a lot of them, and you need to and that it gets their attention. If you get their attention and they come here, then all coaches that have coached at Arkansas, all of them, from Danny Ford on, have said, if you get them on campus, you got a chance to get them. And that's true, but you've got to get their attention because sometimes, it takes a little bit to get a kid from out of state to come and see it on his own dime and stuff. And, the official visits have not been in place this spring because of the coronavirus. That's another thing that it's good to be aggressive through the social media because that's how you're reaching out to these kids right now. That's about the only way.
Right. Isaiah Coe, defensive tackle. He comes from a place that's really on the Arkansas radar recruiting-wise, and Coe is 6'3", 305, I understand, class of 2021. Is that right?
Yeah, he's 2021. He's out of Iowa West, Julius. Iowa Western Community College. He had 37 tackles last year. Arkansas was his first really Power 5 offer. Then Oklahoma came on, Missouri, Ole Miss, Syracuse, and other schools have started offering him since then. He's got some good offers, and Arkansas is up there, and he really feels loyal to them in the sense that they were the first big school to offer him. Now, schools like UCF and Memphis and schools in Houston, they had offered him, but Arkansas was the first really SEC Power 5 school to jump in there and say, we want you. And then, of course, others, like I said, jumped on board. But he's 6'3", 310, plays nose guard, defensive tackle, either one. Be perfect to plug in. And if you're going to run the 3-2-6 defense that Coach Odom has talked about for being a base there, if you ran that, any three-man front, where it's 3-3-5, 3-2-6, whatever, he'd be perfect to plug right in the middle there of that defense and let him, be the kind of the nose guard in that. So it'd be perfect. This is a good system for him. He really gets off blocks. He's tough against the run. He had 6.5 sacks last year. He had 13 tackles for losses, so he's very aggressive on the field. 2 forced fumbles. Had a big all-star. I'm sorry, not all-star game, bowl game. I can't talk. He had a big bowl game, Drew. They beat the team from Mississippi. They were playing 34-19 in the bowl game. He had 5 tackles. One only 4 of them were solo, and then 3.5 sacks in that game. He's from Homewood, Illinois originally, so he's from up in that area, but not opposed to going away to college to a 4-year school. I think Arkansas's got a shot at him.
This is kind of fitting, right? Here on Easter Sunday, we're talking about Shamar Easter, kid from Ashdown, and Ashdown very much a place that we've really talked a lot about here in recent years for the Arkansas Razorbacks, really just collectively. But when you look at his offers from this past week, had a big week, I understand, in short order. Got offers from Arkansas and KU, right, Kansas?
Yeah, 2023 kid, the only kid in Arkansas, the only 2023 prospect in Arkansas that's got an offer from the Razorbacks. And then Kansas jumped on right after the Hogs did. And he's 6'5", 205 pounds, which that's big for a 9th grader, Drew. I mean, that's a big kid. And he can play wide receiver. He can play tight end. He's probably going to be – well, he told me he's probably going to be a tight end at the next level, and I think so. But, yeah, I mean, he knows Monteric Brown. He knows, the other kids from that area down there that have played or they're playing up here and stuff and have been here through the years. And he's just got he's got a chance to be maybe the best one to come out of that school. I remember when he was just starting his 9th grade year, Coach Richardson emailed me one day, texted me one day and said, hey, I got a big time kid down here now. And, I don't know what they're putting. I said one time, I think it was on this show, I don't know what they put in the water in Warren and Ashdown, but man, they have some good athletes down there. I mean, Ladarius Bishop's another kid that's up here that's from that school that's a very good athlete. So, yeah, I mean, Ashdown has sure had some good prospects in the past. Joe Jester played baseball here. The Hill kid, Jaden Hill, plays pitcher at LSU. So, I mean, they've turned out a lot of good prospects in a town that's really a small town. It's just north of Texarkana, for anyone who doesn't know. It's I believe 20 miles, 18 to 20 miles north of Texarkana. I've been through Ashdown many a times.
What about Quincy McAdoo? This guy is the hottest prospect right now out of the class of 2022 out of Clarendon. Guy I think we talked about this past week, right?
We did. We talked about Quincy, but why I wanted to add that, I think when I was on here last Sunday, I think he had 4 or 5 offers. Listen, he got his first offer on March the 5th from Florida State. By April the 10th, he had 10 offers. I think he got 6 offers this week, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, because I know he had around 4 when we were on here last week. And the reason I wanted to bring him up again, he's got Oregon, Nebraska, Memphis, Miami, Tennessee, and Texas A&M this past week. This is a 2022 kid. He's 6'3", 175 from Clarendon. He can really play. This kid's got a chance. I think he's got a chance to be a 5-star. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he's definitely got a chance to be a 5-star somewhere down the road. He's certainly going to be a 4-star. He's got to be a 4-star. I mean, you're talking about 10 offers there, and those are all legit schools. You've got Florida State, Houston, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Oregon, Nebraska, Memphis, A&M, Miami, and Tennessee. Those are all legit schools. And And this is only the beginning for this kid. There's no telling how many he'll have by next Sunday. I mean, and this is talking about when schools can't go out and see him. He can't go to their campus. They're still offering the kid like this, Drew. It's amazing. I mean, he's really a big-time prospect. I had a relative of his message me and asked me, he said, do you think he's going to be big time? And I said, no, I know he's going to be big time. I said, he is big time. He's not going to be. He is right now. I mean, he had a big season. But, yeah, his relative, I guess sometimes when you're related to someone or, you're around them all the time, you think, oh, well, the other guy's a lot better or something. But, and I told this guy, I said, no, this kid's big time right now. And this, I think he had 3 offers when I got that message from his cousin. He had 3 offers at the time. Arkansas had just offered him, maybe that day, or if not the day before or something. And I didn't know he'd get 7 offers in the next 2 weeks or something, but he has. But yeah, it's amazing. He can run. He's 6'3". He's going to keep growing. His future is really bright. If he can avoid injury, his future is super bright.
Isaac Thompson to close. This guy has 15 Power 5 offers, and he's out of St. Louis. And, we've talked about that area and how this current staff, we believe, is going to recruit there very well. And Thompson's somebody who is a cornerback. Yeah,
well, safety. He's going to play safety, Drew. Okay. I talked to him yesterday, and he is listed as a cornerback with the recruiting service. But he told me the recruiting services see him more as a safety. And he's got, like you said, he's 22, and he's got 15 offers, and they're all Power 5 schools. Not a single one non-Power 5. They're all Power 5. Barry Odom offered him on August the 1st of 2019 when he was the head coach at Missouri. Barry Odom was the first offer. Arizona had offered him right there along the same time, but Barry was the first school to really go in there and say, we want you, and that was on August the 1st, 2019. Barry Odom gets to Arkansas. He offers him on December the 14th. He offered this kid, Odom knows what he can do. And then Missouri re-offered him 1 week later after Arkansas offered him. They offered him on December the 21st. Re-offered him, I'm talking about. But yeah, LSU, Michigan State, Baylor, Kansas State, Miami, you name it. Iowa State, Southern Cal, Illinois, Miami, Oklahoma State, Washington State. It's just a who's who of college football has offered this kid. He's 6'1", 193, runs a 4.5, and he plays both ways for his high school. He threw one pass last year, went 44 yards. He rushed for 81 yards, caught 29 passes for 600 yards and 5 touchdowns. And then on defense, he had 37 tackles, 2 interceptions. He got a safety. Has passes, he broke up 8 passes, I believe it was. So, he's just a very good football player. He even returned a kickoff and a punt. So, he does a little bit of everything for a school up there that probably, really is going to feature him the next 2 years. And there, he's kind of like McAdoo and some of the other kids. Well, like basically all the kids we've talked about on here today. There's no telling where at the end of the time when this kid makes a decision how many offers he'll have. Who knows? He's 15 now. It could be at 35 or 40 by the time. And he's a 4-star right now. But I think he's another kid that could even move up to a 5-star eventually. He's that good.
Dynamic kid, Isaac Thompson. We'll talk about Isaac Thompson throughout the rest of our recruiting reports, I'm sure, here in the near future. Otis Kirk, Hogville.net. Otis, thanks very much, man.
Okay, Drew. Talk to you later, man. Thanks.
Yep.